Have you ever wondered where the roots of our modern society, our beliefs in human rights, and the idea of freedom originated from? Welcome to the dawn of the Enlightenment, a remarkable era that unfolded in the 17th and 18th centuries. It was a time when Europe became the hub of intellectual and philosophical exploration. The Enlightenment was more than just an age. It was a revolution of ideas, a radical shift in thought. At its heart lay key concepts like reason, liberty, and the scientific method. Reason was hailed as the primary source of authority and legitimacy. Liberty was championed, leading to the questioning of traditional authority. The scientific method was promoted as the surest path to truth. This period witnessed the rise of great minds like Voltaire, who advocated for civil liberties, John Locke, who theorized on government's role in society, and Isaac Newton, who revolutionized science. The Enlightenment was a revolutionary period that laid the groundwork for many of the ideas and principles we hold dear today. Now, dive into the realm of philosophy and the radical ideas that emerged during the Enlightenment. Imagine a world where the accepted norms and beliefs are being questioned, where the authority of tradition and religion are being challenged, and where the potential for human progress through reason and science is being explored. Welcome to the Enlightenment, the age of reason, where philosophers dared to think freely and inspired a philosophical revolution. The Enlightenment philosophers were a bunch of bold thinkers who stood up against centuries-old traditional authority. They believed that human society could be improved, not by divine intervention or by following the old ways, but through rational change. They dared to question, dared to challenge, and dared to change. Among these intellectual trailblazers was Immanuel Kant, a Prussian philosopher who advocated for the use of reason. His rallying cry was "Sapere aude," a Latin phrase that means dare to know. Kant urged people to shake off their intellectual laziness and timidity, to question authority and to think for themselves. His ideas sparked a movement that encouraged people to pursue knowledge and truth, to question everything and to dare to know. Then there was John Locke, an Englishman whose ideas would significantly influence political thought. Locke proposed that humans are born with a blank slate, or tabula rasa, and that our experiences shape us. He championed the concept of individual rights and argued that the purpose of government is to protect these rights. Locke's ideas laid the foundation for modern democracy and inspired revolutions in America and France. These philosophers and many others dared to defy the status quo. They championed reason, challenged authority, and sparked a wave of intellectual and social change. Their ideas spread across Europe, influenced political and social systems, and changed the way people thought about themselves and their world. These philosophical revolutions sparked a wave of change across Europe and beyond. From philosophy, we now move to the realm of science, another area where the Enlightenment left a significant impact. In this era, the torch of knowledge was passed from the philosophers to scientists, who began to look at the world through a different lens. The Enlightenment period was marked by significant advancements in science as the curiosity of mankind was piqued, and the quest for understanding the universe intensified. At the forefront of this scientific revolution was Sir Isaac Newton, a name that echoes through the corridors of scientific history. Newton, an English physicist and mathematician, is best known for his laws of motion and universal gravitation. His work, Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy, revolutionized how we understand the physical world. His laws of motion and gravity not only explained why an apple fell from a tree, but also why the planets orbit the sun. But the Enlightenment was not just about individuals, it was a shift in how society understood the world. For centuries, religious doctrine had provided explanations for natural phenomena. Comets were omens, diseases were punishments, and the earth was the center of the universe. But the scientists of the Enlightenment challenged these beliefs. They sought to explain the world around them based on observation, experimentation, and reason, not on faith or superstition. This shift from religious to scientific explanations was radical and controversial. It upset the status quo, challenging the authority of the church and the accepted knowledge of the time. But it was also liberating. It freed the mind to explore, to question, and to seek the truth. This scientific revolution was not just about new discoveries, it was a change in the way we think about the world. It encouraged skepticism, promoted critical thinking, and fostered a culture of inquiry and innovation. It was a shift from accepting the world as it was told to us to understanding the world as it is. The scientific revolution of the Enlightenment changed our understanding of the world, paving the way for modern science. So, how does the Enlightenment resonate in our lives today? Well, it's hard to overstate the impact of the Enlightenment on the world we live in. Its ideas, its ethos, its spirit, they all permeate the fabric of our modern societies. It's in the democratic values we hold dear, the rights we fight to uphold, and the secularism we embrace. Enlightenment thinkers championed the notion of human dignity and the inherent worth of every individual, ideas that are now cornerstones of universal human rights. They advocated for the separation of church and state, a principle that has shaped many of our present-day societies. Look around you. The debates that dominate our political, societal, and cultural landscapes are often tied back to Enlightenment ideals. Whether we're talking about gender equality, freedom of speech, or the role of science in our lives, the Enlightenment's legacy is ever present, ever potent. The Enlightenment was more than just a period in history. It was a revolution of ideas that continues to influence us to this day.